Hello friends, today's topic is I married my father. Let's rant.
He stole $40 from me and still to this day will blame my son. I married my father. Why did I stay in an abusive relationship for 7 years? One night, we went to the same place we always go to, the same place we met. And about midnight, I was ready to come home. So we get home and he wanted to go back out. Now, you're highly intoxicated. So there was a debate about him going back out because you're intoxicated and you're going to drive. Fine. If that's what you want to do, you go ahead and go. I tried to take the keys from him. That didn't work because he got highly upset when it's one of his rages and I just gave him the keys. So nevertheless, I put $40 in my drawer. 220s to be exact. And when I came home, when I woke up the next morning, the $40 was gone. So I asked him, did you take $40 out of the drawer? He goes, no, I didn't take anything out the drawer. I didn't take your money. I said, okay, so where's the $40 that was in my drawer? I put it in there last night when we came in, and you saw me put it in there. Well, you might want to check with your son. So at what point did my son wake up in the middle of the night, come in my room, and steal $40 from me? Let me tell you something. My son has never had to steal anything from me. If I didn't mention this, whatever he asked for, if I had it, I gave it to him, right? So moving forward. We went out another night, and mind you, I've always been honest about my past, right? I had already wrote my first book, so he knew I was a sexual prowler. Some people call it promiscuous. Call it what you want, right? So he had information, right? And no shame here. But nevertheless, we go out, and we go to the same place, and he's on one side. We're on the patio. He's on one side. I'm standing closer to the bar getting my cocktail. And one of the men that I had been with walked in. And he ran straight over there to me. Hey, Kelly, where you been, girl? How you doing? It's good to see you. This man wanted me to be his woman 5 years ago. And I was like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. And so the moment he said, hey, Kels, how you doing? It's good to see you. What you been up to? I said, I'm married. He was like, you married? I said, I am. He said, who you married? And I named him. I gave him my ex's name. He said, you married PT? You married PT? And I said, yeah. And the moment he said that, he walks on over there. The ex walks over. The way they hugged each other was like they had been knowing each other forever. And I mean forever. The hand slap, the hug, the smiles. I was like, this is about to be a damn problem. So nevertheless, they chop it up or whatever. They have some dialogue. And so, he went on about his way. And he was like, did you sleep with him? I said, well, we kind of hung out for a little while. He wanted me to be his woman, but I denied him. Okay, no worries. I'm thinking everything is okay. We go on, we continue to hang out. We get home. He goes in the bathroom. I'm sitting on the couch because now my heart's beating fast because now I know it's about to be a problem. So now I'm just waiting for him to say something. He goes, you slept with my fucking brother. You slept with my fucking boy, you fucking hoe. And I said, you know what? That was 5 years before you. That didn't have shit to do with you. Let's not have this conversation. Now you're a fucking whore. And I said, okay. And his cucumber was bigger and better than yours. Now shut the fuck up and take your shit. That dialogue ended and it never came back up. Here's the thing. I was honest about my past life. Again, it was already in my book. Right? It's already in my book. So there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to be ashamed of. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you the honest answer. If you don't want to know the honest answer, don't ask me. Right? So I was being honest. Right? And I thought that was the right thing to do. I realized quickly he was not the type of person that you share intimate details with because he would use that shit against you. And he did it too often and it got to a point where I just shut down. I stopped telling him anything. So many times I would let him shake the hands of men that I had been with. Yep, you go ahead, chop it up with that dude. Because I'll never tell you anything else, right? Nevertheless, I learned quickly, don't tell him shit else. And I did not. So moving forward. Another night, we're going out, right? And we go out, we come back. He wants to go back out. Okay, so I'm like, you know it's late. Like, why are you going back out? It's like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, what's out there? Like, why are you going back out? So he wants to go back out. So his phone rings. He goes in the bathroom. I couldn't hear him talking, and I definitely wasn't going to get up and stand by the damn door to see who he was talking to. I kind of figured maybe it was one of his homeboys. Nevertheless, He's like, all right, I'm about to go back out. He set his phone down. I picked his phone up and looked at it. It was a 3-minute call. I said, I'm going back out with you. I'm going back with you. So we get in the car. He's like, I'm just going to get gas. Okay, so I'm going to get gas with you. We get in the car. I said, so I noticed you was on the phone with somebody for 3 minutes. Who the hell is calling you at 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh, that was just my homeboy. I said, okay, well, hit send. Hit send on that last call, because I already looked at it and it said 3 minutes. He hit send and a woman answered the phone. He was like, who just called me? Oh, this is Janice. And I'm like, honey, like, you had a 3-minute phone call, right? Don't try to act like you don't know who the hell you're calling now. But nevertheless, it turned into a big-ass argument, and he got cussed out, cheating ass SOB, right? So he denied it, of course. So we go home, right? This made me think that we hadn't even been married a year. And I'm like, this man has been cheating the entire marriage, the entire time. The entire time since we came in the gate, he always had somebody else. I was never his only one. You see, that's what somebody with narcissistic personality does. They keep a supply of women. They will never be alone. And he always had a supply. But nevertheless, I stayed. And so everything that occurred in that marriage, I had to hold myself accountable, because he showed me too many red flags very early on. But that was me wanting to be in a marriage, wanting to be, have a husband, not wanting to be alone, wanting to be loved by a man, right? Because obviously I had daddy issues, right? If you read, if you watched the video from 8 to 54, you would clearly see there were some daddy issues there. But nevertheless, I stayed 7 years in this toxic ass marriage. And I remember right at the year mark, I was cooking dinner. I was making salmon, broccoli, and I believe some potatoes. And his phone rang, and he's like, hey, babe, I'm finna go out. I'm cooking dinner for us. I'm trying to have a nice night with you. And he's like, yeah, that's my boy. He want me to come and hang out at the Mason Lodge with him. And I'm like, well, why don't you ever invite me? When your friends call, you never invite me to go out. Well, if I'm going out with my boys, I'm not trying to take my girl with me. Well, how about you give me an option to just say no? Can you just invite me? You've never invited me out. So now I'm crying, right? I'm crying silently, literally. And he noticed it. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and stay home. He goes, he said, better yet, I'll start inviting you. And I was like, thank you. However, you go ahead and go on out. And he's like, well, I won't be out late. So he did come home early that night. But nevertheless, the lies, the deception, the manipulation, the constant supply of women, the betrayal, blaming shit on my son. Why did I stay in that marriage for 7 years? Why would I stay in an abusive marriage for 7 years? Because I did not understand what it looked like to be in a healthy relationship. That mirrored the relationship I saw or heard with my mother and father. That mirrored the relationships I saw my siblings with. I never had a platform to see a healthy relationship. So I just wanted to be married. I just wanted to have a husband. And because society says women should be married, we should aspire to be married and have families and do all these great things, it's bullshit. Right? That was bullshit. Now, that's not to say that marriage isn't, because I do believe in the foundation of marriage, but not with somebody like that. Not with somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder and doesn't understand what it means to commit. So when I say he had a supply of women the whole marriage, well, guess what? I got a story that his ass don't know about, and everybody's about to learn about. I married my father. Why did I stay in an abusive marriage for 7 years? Part 4.
Crazy story. What do you think about this video? Comment down below, and thank you for watching.